Today I want to help you with the deadlift. First, let's talk about the stance. When you approach the deadlift bar, what you need to keep in mind is that you want your shins to be approximately an inch away from the bar, with each foot outside of the center knurling, if you have a center knurling on your barbell. If not, you want your heels to be roughly about 8 to 12 inches apart. Your stance in the deadlift is going to be much narrower than the squat. With that in mind, think about the grip. Without bending your knees, you want to bend over and grip the bar right outside of your legs. So think of having one hand on the outside of each shin, with your knees basically touching the inside of your elbows. Next, you want to bring your knees forward, so that way the shins that were 1 inch away are now touching the bar. Now, without moving the bar this entire time, that's very important, you want to bring your chest up. This should create a flat back with your hips slightly angled upward. Now, the reason why it's important that during these first few steps in the setup for the deadlift, the reason why it's important that you don't move the bar is because once you move the bar will no longer be over the center of your foot. And you want the bar to be over the center of your foot, so that way it's in the center of your mass. Essentially, so you don't lose balance. Now, as you begin to pull the bar, you want to think of your arms as chains. You're not going to bend them. You're not going to yank the bar up with your hands. You're going to keep your arms as straight as possible with your chest up. Now, as you pull, rather than pulling with your arms, you want to grip the bar tightly, raising your chest up. Now, as you raise your chest up, you should feel as though you're pressing the floor with your feet simultaneously. Once you have completely stood up and you are standing tall and erect, you want to end with a nice, proud chest. No slouching, no bending. Keeping this proud chest the entire time is going to ensure that you have a straight back. Now, most people are able to make through those first few steps rather easily. Where things start to get a little weird or awkward is when people begin to lower the bar. Now, what happens when you're lowering the bar, people will tend to bend their knees prematurely. And this will create a position where they're having to bring the bar over their knees as they're lowering the bar down. In order to prevent this, you want to think of reversing the movement by pushing your hips back, almost as though you're getting ready to sit in a chair. So you bring your hips further back, right, without necessarily dropping them down, and the bar should start to lower, and right about the time that it gets past your knees, then you can bend your knees and the bar should touch the ground. Okay. The important thing to remember is when you're training the deadlift, take your time. Okay? Remember, with your stance, approach the bar, give yourself a little bit of space between your legs and the bar, roughly about an inch. Grip the bar tightly without bending your knees, then bring your knees forward, nice proud chest, and then pull without bending your arms. Once you stand up with a nice proud chest, you lower the bar down, pushing your hips back. Once the bar has cleared the bottom of the knees, then you bend your knees. If you have any more questions or any ideas or any tips for the deadlift, please put them in the comments below. Thank you very much. Make sure you train hard, get to work, and lead your home.